So good morning, everybody. It is Monday, September 14th. I hope you had a good weekend. Last week, I sent you a Zoom recording that actually I think I've been thinking about this, and I may just send out a Zoom recording like that in the future rather than requiring you guys to show up every Monday morning at 9 a.m. It seems like it would be to your benefit and it would give you a little bit more flexibility in your work. What I'm planning on doing, this is just kind of a little announcement, is basically in the future, so each week I'm going to send out that video every Monday. It should be a pretty straightforward, this is what we're doing, this is where you hand things in, this is maybe I'll go over specific things that I want to teach you or things that I need to remind you about. And then I'll send that out. Then if for some reason, if you have no questions, then you can just go ahead and watch the video and hand your work in or do whatever it is that we say needs to get done that week. However, what I do plan to do, what I've seen is it looks like pretty much everybody is actually adapting to the virtual environment really well. However, there's some of you guys that have a little bit of trouble, so that's totally fine. And so that I can focus on helping those of you who are having a little trouble, maybe a little bit more specifically, what I'll do is I will still be available for you every Monday at 9. It's just that I won't require everybody to meet live like this. And so I'll send out the recording and then you can watch it. If you have questions or anything, you can always email me and we can set up a meeting. But this way I give you a little bit more of my personal attention if you need it. So for instance, maybe on Monday you're struggling, I'll still be here in the 9 o'clock hour. But rather than doing a major broadcast like this, I can focus on answering your emails, or even if need be, we can do an office hour visit. Because for you guys, just to remind you guys, my office hour is the hour before this class meets. It's from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And a lot of times people, hey, I understand a lot of times that's too early for people. And what I'm trying to do is give you a little bit more time if you need to talk to me about a specific question or any issues that come up. But for the most part, it looks like everybody's really adapting well. And so I want to congratulate you guys on adapting so well to the virtual environment. It's something that I didn't have to do whenever I was going to college. And someday in the future, maybe 10, 20 years from now, people are going to look back and they're going to ask you, hey, how was it like during the days of that COVID-19 pandemic? And you're going to get to be the generation that says, yeah, let me tell you what it was like. And so anyway, congratulations on, I've seen a lot of people really, really trying hard. And it's always good to see as a teacher. So, okay, so let's get started today with, that was my big announcement. So just kind of a little change in the way we're going to do this class. We'll see how that goes. It should free everybody up. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing this week. Just as a quick review, last week, of course, we had, I gave you some instructions on how to get your rough draft up to the discussion boards for peer review. Looks like I've gotten everybody's rough drafts up there for peer review. Looks really good. If for some reason you haven't yet gotten that up there, get that up there as fast as you can. I'd love to help. I'd love it if you can participate. Here's one thing that I'd like everybody to write down or just to remember. What I would like everybody to do is you are going to, now that you have your rough draft up and available on the SA1 peer review discussion board, what you're going to do is you're going to copy and paste. So you're going to copy these questions in the discussion. Okay, copy. And then you're going to go to the SA1 peer review. I'm just going to pick on Ethan right now real quick. So you'll click there. And then you're going to download the somebody else's rough draft. Okay. And you're going to read it. And you're going to do this for 2 people. Okay. So for 2 of your classmates, before this is all said and done, before Wednesday at midnight, you're going to look at 2 other classmates' rough draft. And what I'd like you to do is try to find a classmate that has not had any peer reviews done. Like for instance, as of right now, no one has. So if there was one, you might see something down below his submission. You might see some other replies to that. And what we're trying to do is make it so that everybody at least gets one or two people to look over their essay. Now, here's the thing about peer review. So hopefully you uploaded the very best essay that you possibly could write. It's as good as you could possibly make it. Okay. Well, the great thing about peer review is that you're going to have people who are going to answer those questions. So for instance, let's suppose I've read Ethan's paper. I'm sure it's awesome, Ethan. And so let's say I'm going to respond. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on reply, and then I'm going to click into this box here, and then you can't do a right click copy. It'll tell you, it just won't let it happen. So what you're going to do is a control V. So you hold down on the control button, and then you press the V as in Victor, and it'll appear. And then what I want you to do is respond. Okay, respond. Answer these questions as best you can for your partner. Remember, you're trying to help this person, and you're hoping that someone else is going to be decent enough to help you. Maybe you missed something. Maybe there's typos, there's spelling errors. Maybe it's really confusing in the introduction, or maybe the whole thing's kind of confusing. Help the other person, okay? Obviously, you don't want to be mean and say, hey, your essay sucked and I hated it, right? You're not going to do that. What you're going to try to do is say, okay, maybe you would say the third paragraph was a little hard to understand. You may want to run over that paragraph again to make sure that your sentences are clear, or maybe you can revise your sentences so that your audience understands it better. Just simple, nice things, constructive criticism. That's what we're trying to do. So you're going to answer these questions, at least answer the questions. There's 12 questions. And then at the very end, type in any kind of comments that you would like your partner to know. Maybe you really liked it. It's good to tell a person, I really liked your story. Give them some kind of feedback. And don't just, give them rainbows and sunshine. If you feel like it could have been done better, or maybe it was unclear, or, if you have some constructive criticism, go ahead and put that there too. But you're going to do that for two of your partners. Now, here's something I want you also to understand. You've got an amazing opportunity when it comes to peer review, because you can see everybody else's essay. Now, we're not going to copy other people's essays. You'll get busted for plagiarism for that, right? But it is always a nice thing to be able to look at other people's essays and say, well, how are they doing this assignment? How is it that they're doing? Is there something that they're doing that's awesome that I should have done, but I'm not doing? Well, every essay that we have, I'm okay if you read everybody else's essay. And there's going to be some essays you're like, wow, I did a better job than that person. Awesome. There's going to be other people that you're like, wow, this person wrote an amazing essay. What can you learn from your classmate? And the thing is, we're getting past the part of being a student, and we're working to where we're a professional. And it's always a good idea to look at other people's work and say, what can I learn from these other people? Because you're not always going to have teachers. And remember, teachers aren't the be all end all of learning, right? So it's a great way to practice learning from other people as you're going through life. So that is what I want you to do for Wednesday at midnight. Again, and I'll give you a reminder on the announcements, but Wednesday by midnight, you're going to go through here and you're going to find two people to peer review. Okay. And again, you're going to click on somebody's essay. You're going to click reply, right? You're going to read the essay. Okay. Make sure to download and read the essay before you reply. You're going to do Control V, and then you'll answer those questions, and then you'll have some comments at the end. So that's due by Wednesday at midnight. Let's take a look at what else is due this week. So here we go back to our trusty calendar on our syllabus. We are in week 5. First of all, can you believe that? Like, it feels like we just started the semester. We're already 5 weeks almost. This will be our 5th week. So yeah, 16 weeks is all we've got, folks. They will fly by. So let's take a quick look at this. So you do need to have, like it says, peer review must be completed by Wednesday midnight, okay? And then the next things, essay 1, so your first essay of the semester is due by midnight on Friday. You can hand it in before then, but it has to be handed in by midnight on Friday for you to get full credit. If you hand it in later than Friday midnight, I have to count off for lateness. So please do us both a favor and just hand it in by Friday at midnight. And here's how you're going to do that. So you go back to our homework and assignments. So you go to homework and assignments, go to the Essay 1 project materials folder, and then you're going to scroll down to where it says hand in electronic copy of Essay 1 here. And you'll click there. And please, please, please remember, it must be a Word document or a PDF file. I cannot grade anything else. So I know a lot of you guys are using Google Docs. I know a lot of you guys are using Apple software. That's fine as you're writing the essay. But in order for your essay to be able to be graded and therefore get you the grade that you need and deserve, you have to hand it in as a Word document or a PDF file. So you'll go here, you'll click where it says browse my computer, you'll upload a Word document, awesome. And then you click here where it says I agree to submit my paper or papers to the global reference database. So what that means is basically if you click there and someone copies off of you, then you're less likely to be the one who gets in trouble, okay? Obviously, if you were allowing someone to copy off of you, that's plagiarism, that's cheating, that's not a good thing. But we assume that that's not the case. We assume that if someone cheats off of you, you didn't know, or that you were against the idea. So clicking that lets us know, hey, this person is not wanting anybody to cheat off of them. They want credit for their own work. Even if you don't click on it, it will be in the global reference database. It just won't be under your name. So it's a good thing to click on it so that you get credit if somebody copies off of you. Anyway, once you've uploaded your document, go ahead and click that little thing there. If you don't click it, it's not the end of the world. So I don't need you to email me if you forgot to click it. It's fine, but I always recommend that you do. Anyway, once you do that, you'll click submit, and hooray. Well, they won't let me hand it in because I'm the teacher, but basically you click submit and you will have submitted your first essay for English 101. Now, this essay it's a narrative essay, right? The rest of the essays this semester, we're going to be working on academic formats that are a little bit more, maybe you might consider them down to business, okay? So they're a little bit more complex. The first essay, I assume that many people are having a hard time getting their books, but I assume by the time you hand in this essay, by the end of week 5, there's really no excuse for not having your book. And so I'm going to be assigning a lot of essays, everything that you're going to be doing in the rest of the class. It's going to be really important that you have your book because I'm going to assign a bunch of readings from the book. Okay, so having said that, make sure you've got your book before this essay is done. Anyway, so you're going to hand in your essay this week, and then the other thing you're going to hand in is the thing we've been working on this whole time. Remember, we talked about the process stuff. So it says hand in all process homework in a single Word document. Okay, so I do have a video about that in the Essay 1 folder, but just to give you an idea of what I expect, basically everything that you've been doing. So you're brainstorming, clustering, and free writing. You can take a picture of it and then just put it into a Word document. It doesn't have to be beautiful art when you hand this in, but I do need to see that you did your invention activities. So brainstorming, clustering, and free writing. I do need to see that you wrote your author or your audience awareness paragraph, okay? And remember, we've gone over that. I will need to see your outline, okay? So those three things need to be in a single Word document, and then you're going to go to the Essay1 folder right underneath where you handed in your essay, and it says Essay1 process points, okay? And I give you a little reminder here: to receive all points, students must hand electronic copy of pre-writing. That's your invention. We call it a lot of names, but basically that's the brainstorming, clustering, and free writing. Audience questions. Basically, we call these things many different names, but essentially that's the paragraph you wrote about your audience, and your outline. In a single Word document, you may take a picture of your work and drag it into the document if you prefer doing it by hand, like it says here. So again, all three of those things need to just be saved in one Word document or PDF file, and then you'll hand it in right there, just like you handed in your essay. You browse your computer, you'll upload that file, great, and then you'll submit it. This is worth 25 points, and if you've done all of your homework, if all of those things are present, then you get all 25 points. It really is a big chunk of your, that's a pretty good homework chunk, and you get 100% for it. And we do this for every single essay we write this semester. So you're going to do it 4 times. If you get all 4 of those, that's 100 points. And that's 10% of your grade, which is like getting a 100% on a midterm or a final. So all you have to do is just complete your process work, right? And hand it in, and you'll get all the credit, okay? I don't go over it with a fine-tooth comb, but my goal, my hope, is that you've really tried to use that to help you get your ideas out so that you have a better essay, okay? And I will say this, it becomes more and more important the more we go on in the semester that you do this stuff and take it seriously, because when it comes to composition, when it comes to college level writing, it's less and less about, can you write a sentence, can you write a paragraph, can you write an introduction, conclusion, thesis statement. It's less about that. Yet those things are still there, but it's more about how you convey your ideas, what ideas you're going to convey. And so that's where all this pre-writing stuff, all this process stuff, where it comes in handy. Okay, so that's due by Friday at midnight. All right, so let's talk about one more time, what must you have accomplished by Friday at midnight? 2 things. 1, you're going to hand in your final draft of your essay. Again, that's in the Essay1 folder, and it is, you scroll down to the hand in electronic copy of Essay1 here, okay? Again, it has to be a Word document or a PDF. You're going to hand in your process points all together in one Word document or PDF, and it's handed in right underneath. So those are the 2 things right here. I'm kind of I don't know if you can see them jiggle here, but I'm kind of jiggling them. Okay, so those are the 2 things you're handing in by Friday at midnight. Now, by Wednesday midnight, by this Wednesday at midnight, again, in the discussions over on the left, you click discussions, and you go to the Essay1 peer review, and you find 2 classmates, and you're going to review their essays. And again, you're looking for classmates that don't have 2 reviews yet. We're trying to spread the reviews over the full class. So I'm going to try to make this to where it's not really complicated for you. You just pick 2 people, and those 2 people are going to be hopefully people that need to have a peer review. Okay. Again, you're going to click on the thing. Hey, looks like someone already did one. Awesome. Look at that. Good job. So this is essentially what I'm looking for, is just basically answer those questions, and boom, you've done it. Okay. Try to give really helpful feedback. So those are the things you have to hand in this week. So this week, there's a lot of things you hand in. with this class, we go for a long time, oftentimes, without handing anything in. And then suddenly we've got a lot of things we hand in at once. That's just the nature of a composition class. Okay, once you've handed in those things on Friday at midnight, I'd like you to take a look. If you take a look at your schedule here, look at that. Read essay 1 assignment or essay 2. Yep, we're just going straight to the next one. No breaks, sorry. So read essay 2 assignment sheet, and then it says, I'm assigning 2 new readings. So I'd like you to start reading the next 2 readings. Now, okay, I'll show you where these things are real quick. So first of all, the essay 2 assignment sheet, guess where that is? It's in homework and assignments, essay 2 project materials. So after this week, we won't mess with the essay 1 project materials folder anymore, because everything we're going to do is going to be in the essay 2 project materials folder. So you'll click there, and you're going to see the essay 2. Well, I also give you a template, but in red, it says essay 2 assignment sheet. So you're going to click there, and you're going to read it. Okay. Next week, I'm going to go over this more in depth. Right now, I don't want you worrying about it too much because I want you focused on essay 1. But after you hand in essay 1, you go ahead and read this, and then you'll go and you'll take a look. Okay, what are the 2 assignments that I need to think about starting to read? Okay, Growing Up Tethered, that's in your textbook. So what you'll do is you'll go and you'll find your textbook, and you're going to look up what page is Growing Up Tethered on. And you can look at the beginning of the book, table of contents. That's going to be one of the readings you're going to summarize for essay 2. The other essay you're going to read is Love in the Age of Like. And that one is not in your textbook. That one is right here. If you take a look, right here. It's in the essay 2 folder. And you click there, and it will take you to the article. You go over here where it says PDF full text, and you click there, and it will show you, this is the article, Love in the Age of Like. It's written by Aziz Ansari. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Aziz Ansari. He's a comedian. He was on Parks and Recreation when that was on television. So he has a whole thing about dating and how that works in the modern age. So you only need to read his article. There's a couple articles that are also on this scan, but you only need to read his article. So get started with those articles, but don't mess with them until you've handed in all of your homework for this week, okay? And if that's midnight on Friday, well, then maybe look at this on Saturday or Sunday. Start reading it. The summaries aren't due till much later, okay? I just want you to be aware, once you hand in essay 1, we're going to start essay 2. Okay, so one more time, I'm going to review what is going on this week, and I will wish you a happy week. So again, this week, before Wednesday at midnight, you're going to go to the discussion boards, and you are going to copy and paste these questions, and you're going to use those questions to peer review somebody else's article, or someone else's essay. And so you'll go here, okay, maybe I'm going to go to Mercedes. Okay, great. Looks like she's already got, looks like maybe somebody already has, maybe you might even have 2 people's replies already, Mercedes. So yeah. Mercedes already has 2 people that's replied. So that's awesome. So don't read Mercedes. Go to someone else's and review theirs. But basically, you're just going to do this. You're going to click reply. You'll read it. You'll read the person's essay, click reply, answer those questions for your partner. And after those 12 questions, still think about providing some feedback. Normally, we do this face-to-face, but we can't do that now. So try to give some feedback. Okay, that's Wednesday by midnight. Again, the other 2 things you're going to do, you go to essay 1 project materials, and you're going to hand in on Friday or by Friday at the latest, midnight. You're going to hand in your essay 1, and you're going to hand in all those process things. So brainstorming, clustering, free writing, You can just drag those pictures over into a Word document if you'd like. It's fine. Just make sure it's clear that I can see it. When I look at it, I know that all of your homework that you've been doing this whole time is there. So your invention activities, brainstorming, clustering, free writing, your outline, your audience awareness paragraph, those three things need to be handed in together in one single Word document or PDF file at this place. All right. So those are the things you've got to do this week. Next week, I won't require you to meet with me at 9 a.m. Okay, so woo! But I will be here at my desk doing work. I'll be grading your essays probably. And I will send out a video just like this so that you know what you should be doing next week. During the 9 o'clock hour, if I'm available, we can have a conference if you need to talk to me. I'm just trying to open up my office hours a little bit more so that you have a little bit more access if you need to talk to me specifically, just one-on-one. So that's the whole goal behind this. And of course, to give you a little bit more time. So I'm sorry if you really enjoyed listening to the elevator music that I played before class starts. I promise you, you can find that on YouTube and enjoy that on your own. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'd be happy to respond. But guys, thanks so much. I will look forward to reading your essays, and have a great week. I hope your Monday is awesome. All right, I'm going to stop sharing here. And if you have any questions, go ahead and email me. If not, have a good week. Goodbye.